So Hamdan, in the modern game, we notice a lot of teams playing a possession brand of football, building out from the back, and not opting to go long or go direct. Recently, in the Bundesliga match the other day, Dortmund versus Schalke, I was noticing Dortmund playing on the floor and building through the thirds. Why do you think a lot of teams are opting for this tactic as opposed to playing a longer ball strategy?
Yeah, I think one of the major reasons for that is these managers do believe that by keeping hold of possession, they they really do believe that they can move up the thirds, keep the ball secure with themselves, and eventually attack. While as opposed to throwing it directly long or hitting it directly to the striker, it's a 50-50 ball. Either the striker can win the header. If he wins it, do they win the second ball or do they not? So there's always a gray area, or the success rate is a little uh, uh, it's not very clear whether it would happen or not. So these managers do want to build up from the back, but when they do build up from the back, there's one clear objective that they do have, which is the objective is again to get the ball to the striker as quickly as possible, but having set movements to achieve that target.
Okay, so let's review the game, Dortmund versus Schalke, and try to analyze what movements and what strategies they use to try to move the ball through the. So, Hamdan, in this picture, the Dortmund goalkeeper has the ball, and they have now the objective to take the ball from this third into the middle or the final third as quickly as possible. Can you just run through the video for us and explain to us what exactly the tactics they've used to do so?
Yeah. So Dortmund in this game were playing in a 3-4-2-1, which you see on the TV screen. But when they had possession of the ball, it was three at the back, two holding midfielders, two wide wing backs, and three forwards, basically, two in the hole and one striker. So when the left centre back gets the ball, yeah, the left centre back gets the ball. Notice the position of the holding midfielder. Can you pause it over here? Yes. So when the centre back gets the ball, notice how close is he actually coming to the centre back. Where in the modern game or in the previously when we were hearing a lot of managers used to say, don't come to the ball because eventually what will happen, a defender will come to you and will reduce space. But what he is doing over here, him and his other centre back and his CDM partner, Mahmoud Dawood, with notice how he's cleared the central space. He's cleared the central space for the left centre back to actually play a straight pass to one of their forwards. Miguel Delaney, which is the holding midfielder, coming so close, actually helps him in a way that the Schalke midfielders or the defenders are more worried about him getting the ball, whereas Dortmund's goal is to eventually or is to directly get the ball to the forwards by one pass. This is how they do it. By one of the holding midfielders going out wide, clearing the central space, and the other coming short, closer to them, and allowing that straight pass to
So
happen
Hamdan, you're
because they
saying that
feel, yeah.
the gap between these two players is purposefully done, and they're trying to create this passing line between the two players to the front player, and it looks like Schalke um, have been influenced by their movement because this player over here, the Schalke midfielder,
Yeah.
is in line with the holding midfielder of Dortmund, and this player over here is more concerned about the other midfielder, which has opened
Yes.
up this passage or this lane into the forward player.
Yeah, yeah. So more about how actually you've mentioned how they've influenced. So when you talk about Mahmoud Dawood, who's the other midfielder on the lit closer to the referee, how the Schalke player got influenced. Yes, that is the one of the major objectives. Because if he was compact and he blocked that straight pass to the forward, the centre back could have actually played the midfielder, and then he would be facing towards the the goal. Yeah, now we'll see it again. Notice how the pause it. Yeah, notice how the number two, if I'm not wrong, is moving towards Mahmoud Dawood, who's the defensive midfielder, which opens up that straight passing line. Go back, I think 3 seconds. and it will be very evident for our viewers how he moves. Yes, you see he's moving now. He's moving towards him.
And
Yes,
this
he moves
opens up
again.
this passing
Yes,
lane to the front player. But now
yes,
let's go
yeah.
a step further, Hamdan. When it gets into the front players, how do they take advantage of that, and how do they support that player so that they can create perhaps a goal scoring opportunity?
So when it goes to the front players, all these teams, when it goes to the front three, they have set certain patterns and movements that they want. So for example, when the straight pass is played to Julian Brandt over here, they have certain movements and triggers. So when it goes to Brandt, one trigger was for Thorgan Hazard to run in behind. Run in behind. Why did he run in behind? We'll go a step little back and notice Julian Brandt, who's the attacking midfielder, is in between the lines. Pause it. Yes, when he's in between the lines, the centre back has a decision to make. Does he come on to him or does he stay back in the defensive line? Yes, he comes on to him. Him coming on to Julian Brandt gives a signal to Thorgan Hazard to actually exploit that space behind him by receiving a first time flick and runs onto the ball.
And then
We'll,
if the Schalke defender decides not to put pressure on the player on the ball right now, and he stays in that defensive line, then uh, Brandt can have the opportunity to turn with the ball and run at the defense and thread balls through for players who are running off him.
Yes, exactly. So if you notice if actually brands if brand receives it and turns, it will be more likely a 4v4 or a 5v5, which which gives enough amount of superiority. And when he runs, actually, one of the defenders will have to make a decision to come out eventually, and that will give the opportunity to the other attacking midfielders or attacking players to make runs in behind, as you mentioned.
We take it a step back, and I notice that as the ball is traveling to the player that's about to receive the ball, we see the other attacking players already making runs. So, as you mentioned, it seems like a set pattern, set movements that coaches instill in their training sessions, so that it becomes automatic.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. This is automatic because he probably, if you go back 1 second back, Thorgan Hazard actually noticed the Schalke defender coming on to him, which was again a pattern, as you mentioned. He saw it coming that the defender is moving out, he's stepping out, and there is space behind to exploit. And the other thing to notice is how the wing back, the Dortmund wing back, has occupied the Schalke wing back. So he was more worried about him getting the ball and left enormous amounts of space in behind. So this was the Dortmund wing back and this Schalke's wing back. Schalke was actually playing a 5-4-1. So there, yes, positive, yeah. Yes, this is the exact picture where he's worried about this wing back. So Schalke's wing back is trying to man mark Dortmund's wing back. Yes, which led Julian Brandt have space in between the lines.
Yeah,
When
and
it
I
goes
think
to him,
as he's so close and he's man marking him, because of the set pattern and the set automatic movements that they have drilled into the team, as the ball is traveling, the Dortmund right wing back over here at the bottom of your screen has already started galloping into that space and sprinting into that space with the intention of perhaps receiving the ball from Brandt as well.
yes, exactly, exactly, that is it. And then it's a cross and first time brilliantly whipped in cross, a low cross on the floor, and Haaland finishes it. But all the other, so actually when we see it, we see, wow, what a brilliant goal, what a first time finish. But the real element and the real hard work is done by multiple other players to actually get the ball up till Haaland. And it's a got everyone making two, three different movements so that the ball gets to the front players. And then, as you mentioned,